So far in 2012, we've driven, drifted and experienced just about every sports car and supercar imaginable. It's been a good year, hasn't it? But I haven't done one thing. I haven't done a drag race, and drag races are internet gold, so I need the numbers. So here I am sitting in a 997 GT2 RS, and I'm going to have a drag race, but I want it to be a bit more interesting. So I'm going to use a motorcycle. I have a man called Ben with me, and he's brought along a Ducati 1199 Panigale, something that fascinates me because I can't ride it. And we are going to have a race. The Panigale is, also I'm told by those who know about these things, something of a revolution for Ducati. It marks a complete change from the previous 1198 model. The single-sided rear swing arm may look familiar, but the bike is effectively frameless, having the rear suspension mounted to the back of the 192 horsepower V-twin. Yes, I did say that correctly. 192 horsepower in a bicycle. This is the blinged up tricolore model with ABS and electronically adjustable Öhlins dampers. You see, to a car driver like me, it looks absolutely stunning. It'll be ridden by Ben Cope from visordown.com, and frankly, he's welcome to it. Strangely, as of a few weeks' time, Ducati and Porsche will both be owned by Volkswagen. Odd that. Anyhow, onto the GT2 RS, the baddest Porsche of this, or for that matter, any generation. 620 horsepower, that's 611 brake horsepower for us Brits, around 1370 kilograms, 325 section rear Michelins, and, in the interests of a fair contest, a good old-fashioned manual gearbox. Just my luck then that Ducati arrived wearing a bloody quick shifter. Anyway, on with the battle. Oh, and to Wes and the Rider Part team back in the US, sorry I had to do this without you chaps. Okay, so what are we trying to achieve here? We're doing a practice run. I'm going to do a quick burnout, and then we're going to see if we can get the 611 horsepower GT2 RS off the line. I just tried to practice with cold tyres, and it wasn't very nice, let's say. So, the skill of getting the GT2 RS off the line when you've got to beat the Ducati Panigale. It's not very easy. I've got all the stuff off. Dampers are soft. I'm trying to judge it. So we come up and we stage, and then we get going when he lets the green light go. It's an animal! I just can't get it off the line. I just can't get it off the line. Whew. How the hell am I going to beat that bike? I've just watched him do a 10.2 second standing corner. This isn't going to get close.
Got exactly the same nerves as when I pull up to a set of lights next to a fast car and think I'm going to race them, even if they don't want to race me. Pulling up to timing lights. really hard to get it off the line. So much to learn there. I think I've just got to do a really gentle roll off the line like I would at a race, rather than giving it a handful of revs. Get it rolling 5-10 miles an hour and then pin the throttle, really. I think in that case the Porsche might have won and I might have been making a claim on the insurance.
So one more practice for me. I've got to work on everything. First to second is too slow. I'm losing traction everywhere. Dearie me. Dearie me. So that was a bit smoother off the line. Trying not to let the thing spool up, but still it won't take full power in second gear on that surface. Wow.
That felt a lot better, a lot of wheel spin even in a straight line. It's hard to know what the traction control is doing really. I'll probably take it off for the next run and then I know when it's spinning and I'm the one who's got to control it. I guess it proves that you need to get heat in that rear tyre so it grips, or else if you've got traction control on, I'm sure you can run with traction control on, it's on the lowest setting just to stop me having a massive straight line high side. But if you've got traction control on and the tyre's cold, it just cuts in way too early. I wonder what that Porsche is doing.
Now there's two ways of looking at this. I'm either about to get completely thumped by a motorcyclist, or, and this is the way I prefer, I'm about to get the best view in the house of someone doing something really spectacular on a very spectacular machine, so I'm kind of looking forward to it.
I feel like I'm doing this for motorcycling and this goes down in record, and if I don't get it right, I'm going to have a lot of annoyed bikers on forums slating me for being hopeless. It's the kind of car you want to come up against at the lights, but at the same time you don't really. Rolling up to the lights. Weight over the front, foot on the rear brake, tiny amount of revs.
Here we go. Look at him fucking go, and I'm bloody sideways! Oh, he's just disappeared! He's just disappeared! Oh, and a stop it as well! Absolute legend! What a legend! Now I'll get my excuses out of the way. I couldn't get it off the line properly. I just haven't been able to. And it's just tricky, I have to say, it's just tricky. But one thing I will say is that we tried at Bruntingthorpe yesterday before we got thrown off to go a bit quicker, and over 150, it's a slightly different story. This car really starts to claw it back.
That felt pretty good, but it's so hard to tell whether that was quicker than the run before. Getting off the line feels slow. I could just see the Porsche in the corner of my eye, and that just gave me a massive dump of adrenaline. I just thought, right, get that throttle open now, fast, and hold it open. So that's what racing does to you.
So off the line, the reaction time doesn't count because the time beam doesn't start until you go, yeah?
Yeah. Exactly
Okay,
that, yeah.
so 60 feet, you're a tenth and a half up on me, 1.9 versus 2.05. And then you start to do the damage. So 330 feet, you go through in 4.89, round up to 4.9. I'm 5.33. So you've gone from 1.5 tenths to effectively 3.5 tenths. Actually, more like 4 tenths. And then at 1/8 of a mile, I couldn't tell you what that is in feet, you gap me by, that's 7 tenths. So it's gone up.
It's bang on 7
gone
tenths,
up.
yeah.
And then the elapsed time at that point, so the speed, the terminal speed is 110 for you and 100 for the car. At this stage, by the way, I'm just watching you because it's pretty awesome to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
And the thing seems to be on the back wheel the whole time. Although I was at times getting a bit busy with some weird oversteery stuff in a straight line, which is odd. And then at 1,000, I presume that's 1,000 feet, is it?
Yeah.
1,000 feet, it's call it a second. Thick end of a second at that speed is a long,
Yeah,
and it looks a lot more visually. When I'm in the car, you've gone basically.
Yeah.
And then you're doing 127 at that point. I'm doing 115. At the quarter mile, you did it in 10.69. I did it in 11.75. Your speed was 139.5. I was 129. But interestingly, at the quarter mile, the gap is stabilising, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're not pulling away.
Yeah.
Let's come to the let's live the world in the conditional tense, because yesterday we went to Bruntingthorpe, didn't we?
Yeah.
Now, Bruntingthorpe is a disused airfield, old American airbase in Leicestershire, where you can go really fast. But we got thrown off because Ducati was too noisy. They have a drive-by of whatever, and we did one run, and fair play, we got thrown off straight away. I still don't know how they do VMAX up there with Ferrari 599 GTOs and stuff, because they must have a different noise system for them. And what was interesting was, initially, we did one run before, one or two just sort of speculative, weren't they, runs. You had never ridden the bike before. So this lunatic gets on the thing, he's never ridden it before, and the first two things he does is just basically have the front wheel off the ground and disappear. And it was quite clear that up to about 130, the bike has got the legs on the car.
Yeah.
And then I reckon over 140, the car starts to turn the tables. Now, we know that the Panigale probably won't do much more than about 175, 180 on the straight there.
Yeah, flat, yeah.
But the car pulled and indicated 195 without being absolutely flat.
Yeah.
And kept going.
Yeah.
So I think we've done two things here. We've answered a question, but we've probably asked another one, haven't we? That I think we owe it to ourselves to go and answer it at some point in the future. Anything about today that surprised you in terms of your technique, what you had to do to get the bike off the line?
If you're aggressive, unless you're really, really good, it's just not going to work. And I think when we were both trying to be a bit more aggressive, the thing bit at low speed, and that was it. That's your run over. So I think it's really important to get that Panigale off the line smooth, fast, but not trying to put everything through the back wheel, because it'll either spin up, go a bit sideways, or hook up, or anything like that. And that, as soon as that bike's gone unstable, you can't really get it back from there, Whereas obviously, I think it's probably a bit easier in the car if it starts to go sideways. You can temper it, but on the bike, that's aborted. So I think to do a good run, it was really important to not get carried away and to just let it off the line. And then when you've dealt with first gear, absolutely go for it. I felt like I was, chasing the bike through.
Oh, you were wide open in second, were you?
Yeah.
This is what I find staggering, is that you're wide open in second, and your effective contact patch with the road is probably that.
Yeah.
I don't know, 4 inches?
Yeah, like
about right?
credit card sort of thing. Yeah.
And I couldn't. Well, I did. I stayed wide open in second gear a couple of times, and you saw the black lines that were being laid down, and I was going up the road like this with that much lock on, and I've got two contact patches that are about that wide. Yeah. On the ground. I didn't expect that at all. I thought I'd have a load more traction in second gear. What does this tell us?
Unless you're prepared to bin your bike trying. If you want to go up against a really fast car, you've got to get it right to get it off the line, because I think that if you fluff the start like I did on the first run, then the bike at 10 miles an hour has got the front wheel 3 foot in the air, and you need to sort it out. So I think that I always thought that meeting a car, at traffic lights, I'd always be able to destroy them, and I always thought that I was going as quick as you can go, but you learn at Santipod that there's so much more in that last bit of really going quick.
If you come across someone that can pedal a Panigale on the road in a straight line, don't go anywhere near it.
Yeah.
Because it will just, particularly that sort of, as you described it, sort of 40 to 90.
Yeah.
It's quite a strange sensation to be in a car that's as powerful as a GT2 RS and will do things that a GT2 RS will do, and to watch, and to be wide open and watch this thing ahead of you just disappearing as if it's, as if you're standing still, and you've got 611 horsepower going flat out, and it's just going away.
Yeah.
That's quite humbling, actually.
Yeah. It's hard.
So I think we have to agree that this is part one.
Yeah. Of a long series of parts.
So you reckon we can do 7 parts of Panigale versus other various road cars?
Yeah,
well, the GT2 RS is going to be around, so I think we should definitely go and do part 2 of this, which this ends at 140 miles an hour, the way I see it.
Yeah.
So we need to 139.5
Yeah.
and beyond. We need to do that.
Yeah.
And I'll put a 5 on the Porsche, but I've got to give you a 5 for this. And then I think probably maybe a cheeky lap time, or definitely look at the difference in performance between the two, and in terms of cornering performance, braking, and other things like that. And then, we move from there.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's this stage is the kind of coming down the slip road, and the next stage is the flat out on the motorway sort of thing. And
not that Ben is anyway condoning this kind of behaviour on the public road. It's not honours even. It's 1-0 to you.
Thank you.
And that was the end of my time watching the back end of the beautiful Panigale. Well, almost.